Browns expected to play Joe Flacco, Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders in preseason finale. Most of the Cleveland Browns starters will play in Saturday's preseason finale against the Los Angeles Rams. After starting quarterback Joe Flacco is removed, both rookies, Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, will play. Browns coach Kevin Stefanski said Thursday that he plans to play most of his healthy starters 20 to 25 snaps. Because the Browns held joint practice sessions ahead of their first 2 preseason games, most of the team's regulars have not seen any preseason game action. It's unlikely that All-Pro defensive end Myles Garrett or Pro Bowl guard Joel Bitonio will play, but Stefanski said cases will be handled on an individual basis. He named Flacco the starting quarterback earlier this week, so expect most of the number 1 offense to get 2 series. Stefanski said the quarterback order will be Flacco, then Gabriel, then Sanders. Gabriel sat out the preseason opener, but played well in Philadelphia. After Sanders threw 2 touchdown passes against the Carolina Panthers, he was sidelined last week by a strained oblique. Sanders participated in practice on Wednesday and Thursday and said he's healthy enough to play this weekend. Kenny Pickett, who's number 2 on the team's unofficial depth chart, will not play. He has not been healthy enough to complete a full practice since the first week of camp, and Pickett's lingering hamstring injury adds another layer of uncertainty to the quarterback situation ahead of Tuesday's roster cutdown to the regular season size of 53. Stefanski has repeatedly said he's not sharing his thoughts on the makeup of the rest of the depth chart behind Flacco. There's probably some uncertainty there, given Pickett's injury and the fact that Sanders was inactive for a week before returning to work. But Sanders said he's focused mostly on improvement and not what his role might be in the coming weeks. Do I feel like I have things to prove? Of course, Sanders said. I'm playing for happiness. I'm playing for the fans, the family, for everybody, for this organization that drafted me. So, there are a lot of things I'm playing for. The depth chart, I really don't look into that. I don't care. Whenever it's time for me to get out there and play, I'm going to play. Whenever it's time for the lights to come on, I'm going to do my thing. I'm not concerned about when it is. I'm not concerned about how many reps I'm getting at this point. It is what it is, because I know when the lights come on, when everything's going, when the pressure's on, you know who I am, and I'll always be that way. The stadium smells like warm vinyl and sunscreen, the kind of ordinary scent that sits under every extraordinary Sunday. But tonight is Friday Light, a rehearsal with spotlights, the preseason finale. The scoreboard glows numbers that won't matter in December. What matters is rhythm, answers, and the small theater of evaluation. In that pocket of time, Joe Flacco, Dillon Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders stand on the same stage, each carrying different histories and the same fragile currency, opportunity. Flacco moves like a man who remembers winters. There's a practiced economy to his shoulders, a slow, elegant readiness that says he's lived through games that grew teeth. He walks the sideline like a steward of moments, hands on hips, eyes cataloging protection, flipping through the playbook in his head like an old novel with margin notes. When the offensive coordinator calls his number, Flacco's cadence is theater, measured, authoritative. His throws have applauding poetry, spirals that cut across the stadium's artificial breeze like a clock hand sweeping toward certainty. For the younger guys, watching him is like studying a map of calm. Dillon Gabriel tightens his chin strap with an athlete's quick ritual. There's a cassette of urgency in his movements, a faster tempo, a footwork sequence trained by repetition and the itch to prove. He's a personality of timing. Quick reads, sharper zip, the sort of quarterback who tries to make defenses uncomfortable before the first play clock beep. On the practice field, he's a metronome with elbows, eyes flicking, feet stepping to a rhythm he can always speed up. Tonight, the chance to show he belongs with the starter's pulses under his skin. Shedeur Sanders carries another kind of hum. There's a collegiate polish and a celebrity ease braided together. Poise so constant it sometimes looks rehearsed, but then he'll do something unstudied and it'll feel like discovery. His release is smooth, almost theatrical, and his eyes read windows that other quarterbacks only glance at. For Shedeur, the preseason finale is a petri dish, a place to test NFL chemistry and to let the subtle artistry of his game translate in front of coaches and cynics equally. The coaches have written them into a careful script. Flacco opens. He'll take the early series, bring veteran calm into the rotation, and set a baseline. Gabriel gets the middle quarter. Push tempo, show window-cutting ability. Shedeur will close, a late audition under quarter lights where adrenaline and timing meet. It's a choreography meant to answer questions and ask fewer ones. When Flacco walks onto the field, the crowd hushes in respect more than expectation. He executes with the sensible, steady hand of a craftsman. A slant here, a check down there, a throw that moves a defense like a tide. The line bends but holds. Flacco's voice, low and certain, directs the orchestra with a nod. He doesn't race to prove. He needs the night to be the night. Gabriel storms after him with a different soundtrack. Pop drums, percussion of cleats, a tempo that wants to compress edges. He grabs the ball and unravels plays with a sharper cadence. Outroutes crisp play-action fakes that sell. He throws into the seams and takes small risks that, if they land, make coaches lean forward. He's a highlight reel in mid-edit. Flashes of velocity, follow-through, and sometimes the ache of a throw that arrives a half-second too late. But this is why he's here. He's trying to own speed and accuracy at once. Shedeur's entrance is quieter, less announced, more inevitable. He walks like a man unpacking a promise, calm, rehearsed, a little hungry. The first snap is an experiment. He steps, scans, feels pressure, slides, and finds a receiver in the soft spot of the zone. The pass is threaded with a kind of courteous violence, precise, assertive. He moves the chains. He looks like what the highlight reels have wanted him to be, and also more. A quarterback trying to reconcile college bravado with pro nuance. Between drives, the sideline is a science lab. Coaches pace with clipboards, eyes darting to numbers and tendencies. Trainers watch shoulders and elbows and the subtext of every player's breath. The offensive line chit-chats about calls. Receivers laugh at their own late drops. It's a place where the micro becomes the macro. Fans chant, scouts log. Analytics people run numbers in real time that will be quoted and questioned in the morning. The announcer, with the curatorial calm of someone narrating a documentary, notes each change in tempo and each successfully completed throw. But underneath the public narrative, there's a private one. Each quarterback trying to claim minutes in a season that will ask more than tonight can answer. Flacco's veteran drives are anchors. Gabriel's bursts are the experiments coaches crave. Shedeur's late series is the future talked into the present.